Hello. So in this video I want to talk about X and Y when you're drawing in JavaScript with P5.js. So if you remember back to math class what X and Y talk about where something is positioned on a graph, the concepts are pretty similar between math class and programming, but there is one really big difference. So in math class, when you have a larger Y, that would mean that the object is farther up. But actually it's reversed in programming. So in programming and computer graphics, when you have a larger Y, that actually means that the object is farther down on the screen. So I have this little drawing to kind of visualize what it looks like. So imagine this is our screen. All right, so what we call the origin is actually up in the top left corner of the screen. So this is where position 0, 0 is. If you think in math class, normally it's down at the bottom, but in computer graphics, it's up at the top. And the X and Y do refer to the position, but they more accurately refer to how far away a point is from the origin. So if we think about the point that's over here, with X equal to 4 and Y equal to 1, then that would mean that it is 4 units over to the right, and then it's 1 unit from the top. Right, so it measures how far over and how far down from this origin it is. All right, and this point down here with X being 1 and then Y being 4, so you can see how with Y being larger. All right, so let's see how this applies when we're working with our code. So if I have a really simple sketch here where inside the draw function we only define the background and then just one command to draw one circle. So I'm using my 3 parameters here for the X, the Y, and the diameter of the circle, and I set them all to 50. That's what this turns into, something where the center of the circle is 50 pixels from the side here, and then 50 pixels down, and then the diameter is also 50 pixels. So if I change these numbers around, we can see how that makes that change. So what if instead of having X be 50, change that to 100? All right, so maybe you could tell that it actually moved over to the right. So by increasing that X there, it made it move farther to the right. And that's just like in math class, where you have a bigger X, then it goes to the right more. All right, what if I change this Y position here? Instead of being 50, I'm going to make it much larger, so I'll make it 150. So if we see it's still pretty far up to the top here. But now I run it with that 150, it definitely moved down. All right, so by increasing the Y, it actually moves farther down. So that's opposite of the way that it works in math. In math, when you have a bigger Y, it's farther up to the top. But in computer graphics, we always start with from the top, and Y measures how far down you're moving. All right, and to show that really clearly, what if I set Y equal to 0? You can see how that circle, its Y position, is at the very top that it can be. All right, so it's the center of the circle, which is why it looks this way. All right, so if I set it to maybe 300 as the Y value, you can see that definitely moved it farther down. So just to go to show how X and Y work, what those numbers really mean, the most important thing that the larger Y values mean farther down on the screen.